Hello. The game has started and it's my opponent to go first. I have a pretty unbalanced rack. I do have one of the two blanks, and I'm thinking of crux. Yes, crux does play. I don't think there's a bingo through the eye, but I think crux looks okay. A little bit better, but the P and the F don't go well together, so there might be a bingo, but I'm not seeing one straight off the bat. I have the pen component of a word. And I have the prefix. Not quite profane, although this is very close to a bingo, I'd say. Upreach. Okay, opponent scores well there. Now, opponents provided an R as well as a P. The R looks pretty useful, but I'm just not seeing a bingo. What pre-words would there be? Oh, no, not seeing it. If I played EF somewhere, the rack leave would be pretty strong. It does frustrate floaters, but there still are bingo lanes. So I'm going with F here for 19. That's a little bit better. Catnaps. And Mibs, that could work. Actually, CH, catnaps here. 86, that'd be a healthy score. Otherwise, catnaps at J2 down for slightly less. Opponents played jig, and I've got catnaps down. I've been rewarded with a Q and a U, so quiche needs an E at the end, I think. I've got SU Souk here, 40 points. That's not too bad. As well as, well, QI doesn't score quite as much there. Yeah, Sook is a solid score, and it does frustrate a bingo lane. Column J. It still gives a possibility to bingo alongside Sook, but far less useful than the current column J opportunity. Opponent taking some time with this move, perhaps close to a bingo. Opponent plays Vat. I don't think Quatch is good, no. So let's go with Sook. Oh. Sook for 40. Not a bad pickup. I've got Kedgia on my rack. Doesn't currently play anywhere. The S looks useful. Kedgia still doesn't play. I don't think D-King is good, because Ion is, but no. What about edge-like? No. Something can't be like an edge. I don't think Skedgia is good. Skeeding? No. What to do? I feel like I'm missing a bingo here. Well, Kedgia, Kach is no good. Otherwise that would play. Okay, I'm just gonna play Keg here, but I'm almost certainly missing a bingo, I'd say. 22. Oh, not a good pickup at all. Trying to picture any 5-vowel 8s that I might know with these letters. The R looks semi-useful. What to do with this bunch? I'd like to get rid of 2 O's. I think something like OO here would be good. Weeding. Maybe Weedings. The R definitely useful with this rack. Rewinder. No 4 timers on offer. Opponent takes my spot and snared. I should have a bingo here though. A bingo ending ED. Sinewed. That'll work. Not a good pickup. Duplicate R, duplicate N, and just the one vowel. So I think there would have been a better scoring bingo there through the G, something like Weedings, but leaving an E directly below a double letter square with a Z to come is madness. One way to get rid of one of the R's and N's would be the play of Fern, and I do have an S for pluralizing it, with only one S to come. Poor score, but sorts the rack out fairly decently. 4 L's to come, wow. Quite a few A's and I's. The vowel consonant balance pretty stable there. Opponent plays Zoa. Now, has that changed what I might do with my rack? Not particularly. Grr doesn't take. Just looking at a parallel play down here. Something like rend, but gurn no good. Yeah, just not seeing anything fantastic with this rack. I might go with Fern from this point. Not good. I do have bends and ferns, but I was hoping to draw one of those 16 vowels, at least one of them, but wasn't to be. If opponent has that final S, he might have a power play from H1 down. Now Fern also takes a Y, I didn't consider that. So opponent might have an even higher score than the S hook. That was actually a weak play in retrospect. Strategically speaking, it was way too risky for 7 points. Given that the Y's are still to come, I didn't consider those. There would have been a better play elsewhere for sure. opponent down to 4 minutes on his clock. Can't see anything better than bends, so if opponent doesn't take the spot, I surely will. Down to 3.5 minutes now. And I've got just under 6. Still 27 tiles in the bag, so opponent might find himself under a little bit of time pressure towards the end game. He's blocked my play. That was quite smart. And I might go with bends here. Yeah. 24. Actually, 24 is a pretty average score to give back easy score to opponent, so I'm not overly enthused by that option. Actually, what about blends? I know it gives back, it takes out a very useful lane. Might give opponents some points back, but blends. Yeah, I think I will go with this. Or will I? What about just lib here? 11 and hope to draw a vowel. Yeah. That's better. Round sounders. Yeah, that'll work. And kegs. What about the D? I have the under prefix. Resound. I'll go with sounders. Oh, it doesn't actually reach keg, but that's fine. I draw a fairly balanced rack, and I have ahi here for 31. Or, I mean, opponent's likely to play down the bottom here. Do I take out the D? That's the most useful floater currently for bingos. Yes, I think I do take it out. I don't think there's a bingo here. There might be. Some type of mineral, thalite maybe? No. Halite is good, but I think I do take the D out unless I score heavily here. something like lathe for 45. I draw the two Y's. I've got toy here. Not a great score, but it does take out the L as a floater. Opponent down to a couple of minutes. My time's also quite low. These tiles look pretty useful with the D. I think it's time I took that out. Maybe just Doi for 7. Yeah, that looks or Ashy and Yod. Yodel. Yodely. Vatty, no good. I don't think it's Vati that's good. And what to do with this rack? Opponent's got a nice final set of 7, but no real floaters to work with apart from the U. And that's hardly useful. What about the N? It would have to start at B11. Very tricky. Orniest, okay. How to get rid of the V and the Y in one hit. Doesn't look like it's gonna happen. No, just not seeing a play. The best I can see is Tay here for 29. And then Vat and Oot, but opponent will go out first. And that's the end of the game. 453 to 335. Thank my opponent. Let's see what we missed. Back to the beginning. Abram, opponent had. He went with Mib. Crux seems fine for 28. Upreach was a good play, 28. No bingo here. I took a bit of time. F seems okay. Similar equity. And then Jiver for 23 opponent had. Went with Jig. Now Catnaps for 86 seems fine. Clapnet also good. VAT for 22, that's alright. and then souk for 40 was best here. Reach for 30, roach as well. Opponent went with EO for 15. D-king. I did say the word, but I don't know why I didn't think it was good. Anyway, I should have tried it at least. D-king for 86. I went with keg, and then reach for 30 was best. Doe for 20, I went with double O, just slightly better rack balance. N snared for 60, N needs for 71 at 14 F. N needs and kegs, but a little bit volatile. Weeding for 94. Weedings was good, but why did I miss? Oh, look at that. Weeding from getting the W doubled and overlapping. That would have been huge. Look at that. I just didn't consider that. That's a shame. Anyway, I still bingoed. And then opponents got the Z Azedo 39. He went with Zoa for 25. Now I've got mostly consonants and duplicates. And look at that, it was actually best for 7. Opponent went with Figo after a long time contemplating what to do. I think he thought I was setting myself up, having a look at the 2 Y's and the S's. So probably a good move, Figo, in respect of that observation. Now blenders through an E, but no E available. Lib was best for 11. And now opponent close to a bingo, but a little vowel heavy, goes with nid. And a host of bingos here. Unsoured, enduros, undoers, pluralizing keg. I went with sounders, seems fine. And then male with an E for 40. 15. Ah, nice. Underlapping sounders. Opponent went with male. And then 45 for Lath. Tilth also crossed my mind. But when I saw the L and the T, I thought L would be better to leave as a floater. It's less useful than the T. And then opponent still a touch vowel heavy, but double O suggested. At this stage I'm closing down bingo lands wherever I can, particularly the useful D. So no matter what opponent did, I was going to take this D out. Even though the higher scores suggested it be 5, the D has to be killed as a floater. And that's what I did. So then opponents got a great rack, but just no place for bingos. Orniest 26 and Tay for 29 was best. Opponent goes out with Rye. So that was the end of the game. A few misses there. But yeah, pretty good game. I thought we actually only managed to hit 3 of the triple word squares. 4 actually. Okay, it seemed less. Hope you enjoyed watching that game, and I will see you next time.